hey, do you want to find out how to become disciplined with such a simple process that you'll fall over yourself thinking, how simple was that, Cluffy? So if you want to be able to do things, create habits, to succeed in doing the things you want to do on a daily basis, have a listen after this. Are you fed up of having low self-esteem? Are you fed up of feeling anxious, fearful? Well, you're in the right place, because this is the Personal Development Unplugged podcast. And I'm here, Paul Clough, Cluffy to you, to break down the complicated things and find processes, simple processes to let go of that anxiety, let go of that fear, and let go of that low self-esteem, and create in you a supreme inner confidence. Well, supreme in that it's you, and you become the real you, the old you, and just live a life that is so pleasant to live, that you can have fun in and create the life that you desire for yourself. If that's important to you, or something you'd like to explore with me, come on this adventure of the Personal Development Unplugged kind. Anyway, hope that does interest you. And if it does, have a listen.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.
Hey, my friends, 5-minute quickie, and it's all about consistency. Consistency, because if we can be consistent in our personal development, well, we can make great strides, because just a little bit done over and over again can make a massive difference. But how do you do that? It's so easy to say, oh, just be consistent. Just carry on doing the things. Have a bit of discipline. Discipline and consistency, discipline are all major factors of just getting better, I guess, or finding that better version of yourself, the true version of yourself. So would you like to know? Would you like to know one way? Just one way of becoming consistent with the little things. Because when you get consistent with the little things, then you can make those little things a little bit bigger. So like just a little step becomes a slightly bigger step. And then after that, the little middle-sized step becomes a bigger step. And it just seems to work. And how did I come around this? So there's a couple of things I come around from, because one of them is my son, Daniel. He writes his blog at danielclough.com, and he actually wrote about this, showing how he had gone from things where he was very consistently inconsistent because he tried for perfection. And that's what we think consistency is. It has to be perfect. Everything's got to be done all the time. And, even they say to create a habit, well, I don't know who they are, but to create a habit, you have to do the things for 30 days on the run, consecutive days, 30 days on the run. And if you miss a day, you have to start back at day one. And that's a load of old BS. It really is. Because if you aim for something like 80%, you'll crush it. And if you get 80%, which you will, you'll be doing more than most people in this world. But I tell you now, you will crush 80% easily. And my son found out, but he found out one way of doing it by helping a friend of his who wanted to cut down on his drinking. He was having a hard time drinking, or not a hard time drinking, he was having an easy time drinking, but he had a hard time stopping drinking. So they said, we'll do that 30-day challenge. And he did it with his friend, and his friend felt better for it, but decided he would carry on drinking. And Daniel decided, no, that's it, I'm going to carry on. And what he did was he got one of those diaries where you have a little square, like an A4 sheet, but it's 30 squares. And with a big black pen, he would cross off every day. And what he found was, it was just keeping consistent with that one thing, one more. Just keeping the sequence going, as it were. He didn't want to break the sequence. That's what he said to me. He said, I'm just not going to break that sequence. So if it meant doing one more day, that's what I want to do. And remember that thing, one more day. We're going to come back to that. And then what he set up was, well, there's more things that I want to be able to do. And this process works. So he would create a list of the things that were important to him to be consistent with. Things like getting his walk in, taking his vitamins, drinking water, maybe a stretch, meditation, doing his training. All various things that he had to do. And they weren't big things. And we can easily say, well, they're not that big. They're easy to do. But you try it. You try being consistent like that. So what he did, instead of having you can't have hundreds of crosses in one little square. Just on a rough old book, he would write down the list and then lines down and lines across. And the date above each one. And every day he would cross off all the things he did. And then the next day he would do the same again. And again, he used that same principle. He didn't want to break the sequence. And occasionally he would. There would be times where something got in the way and he maybe didn't get in his training or his stretches or his walk. But what he said was, I'll allow myself, if something comes in the way, we'll pick it up next time. As long as it's only one thing. And that's what he did. And now he charts that and plots it. And he's getting way over 80%. Read his blog. It's really, really good. danielclough.com. But the thing is, I was thinking about this because when I look at his list, to me, that's a little bit overwhelming. But he's grown into it. See, I'm seeing the instant success. And it wasn't. This has been growing over maybe a year, maybe months, maybe whatever. So he's grown it. But I'm seeing the final reel, as it were. And I thought to myself, well, how can we get that thought of being consistent with that list? And then I heard another podcast. I can't remember for the life of me who told me, and I don't know whether it was they who come up with this or it was they talking about their father, or did their father hear it from somewhere else. But basically the mantra was, can I do it for just one more day? Just today. Can I do this one more day? So if it was just one thing you wanted to do, you say, okay, you wake up in the morning and it's maybe it's just drinking water. Okay, can I drink my 2 liters of water just this day? No, I'm not thinking about the future, just today. So whatever you want to be consistent with, and you had that mantra, just one more day, it's easy because anybody can do something for a day because you're right in the moment right now. And like Daniel, he's grown that list for just one more day. And as long as you keep doing it for one more day, we can all be disciplined for one day. We can, can't we? Now just imagine what you would want to be able to achieve. What is it you want to achieve? And if you just wrote that down, I do believe writing it down so you can see it, it's there for all to see. Well, all for you to see. But it's a declaration to yourself, as it were. And then as you wake up in the morning, just say to yourself, I'm going to do that for just one more day. That's it. And then commit. And that intention, just to do it for one day. And you can state that intention. I'm going to do this one day because what are the benefits of doing it? What's the value of doing it? What's the importance of doing it? And then you recharge yourself and go, okay, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop. Just one more day. And then you do your stuff, you do the thing. And in the following morning, you wake up, you look at your list and go, I'm going to do that for one more day. Isn't that awesome? And the thing is, what makes my heart sing is it's so simple, because in simplicity is genius. Don't be fooled. We've talked about it before. Don't be fooled how simple things could be. Because in that simplicity, there is genius. And it just bloody works. So there's discipline. There's getting things done. And it's not about that forming a habit. It will form. Obviously, it will form. But I think it forms itself in some way because of that mantra and because of your intention. You've looked at the value. Look how important it is to you. And you've said to yourself, I'm going to do this for one more day. If you wanted to change that a little bit and set your unconscious mind to do it as well, just say, what would it be like? What would it be like to do this for one more day? What would it be like to do this for one more day? How good would I feel if I did this for just one more day? What would it be like to feel really good and do this for one more day? There's some brilliant questions. How long did it take to ask that question? 10 seconds. 10 seconds to change your whole life. And you can add to these, and then you'll find some will fall away because they're no longer important, or they just become hardwired in your neurology. Those neural pathways will then wire together and fire together. And you won't have to say one more day because it will be in your nature, in your DNA. Isn't that awesome? Hope you enjoyed that. Do have a look at Daniel's blog. They're really, especially if you're in business, but this is about health. But have a look at that because they really are good. And maybe just send him a little note for inspiring me to inspire you. Anyway, that's a 5-minute quickie. Enjoy. Please give me your feedback. Feedback at Paul Clough. No, it's not. It's feedback at personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. You can do it on paulclough.co.uk if you want to, but not the one here. And enjoy every heartbeat. And last of all, if you want to, this is so simple, just for one day. What would happen if you shared this podcast just for one more day? Ooh, got that one in there, Cluffy. Okay, time to fly, my friend.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.